Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's lesson. Let's get started with today's lesson objective. So today we will create a stem and leaf plot. All right, let's review our lesson success criteria. So today we're going to be focusing on this lesson success criteria right here, which is I can create a stem and leaf plot, okay? But also explaining data on a stem and leaf plot is going to be part of understanding stem and leaf plots as well. But today we're going to focus on creating a stem and leaf plot. All right, our data. Our vocabulary words. So our first word is data. We've gone over this a couple times, but data is just essentially a collection of information, and we can gather from observation, questioning, or measurement. But at the core of it, data is just a collection of information, a different like we have to ask a question, it's just different points. So that's what it is. And we can display data and analyze data in many different ways. One of those ways is with a stem and leaf plot. So a stem and leaf plot is a plot where each data value is split into a leaf and stem. So here is an example of a stem and leaf plot. So essentially we're splitting our data values into a leaf and a stem. All right, now let's go ahead and look at how are we going to create a stem and leaf plot. So over here we have a bowler's score for her 10 games in the competition. They're shown below. So here is the data for the competition, right? So those are her scores out of 10 games. We want to create a stem and leaf plot. So when we are creating a stem and leaf plot, the first thing we want to do is put all of our data points in order. Okay, so I did that for us already. So down here in the box below, right here, we have the same data points, but I put them in order from least to greatest. That's going to be kind of important. That's going to be helpful for us when we're doing a stem and leaf plot. So we put them in order from least to greatest. So the least is over here, the greatest is over here. Now we want to go ahead and look at our key. So what our key is going to tell us is how we're going to split. What part of our number is going to be the stem and what part of our number is going to be the leaf. So if we look over here, our stem is going to be 21 and our leaf is going to be 3. So this is going to be equal to 213. So our first two digits in the number, our hundreds and our tens place, is going to be our stem, and then our ones are going to be our leaves. So we're going to do the same thing with our data points. So I can see right here that if I take this, I'm going to split 191 right here because my stem is going to be the first two digits, which is going to be 19. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my numbers, and I'm going to go ahead and split them as such. So I have 19. That's going to be my stem. And my leaf is going to be 1. So I am done with that. Now let's go ahead and go to our next number. We have 206. So our stem is going to be 20. And our leaf is going to be 6. So we're done with that part. Now let's go ahead and look at 207. So my stem is going to be 20 and my leaf is going to be 7. I already have a stem of 20, so I'm going to go ahead and add my leaf of 7 to my leaf column. So we're done with that. Now we're going to look at 209. So I have a stem of 20 again, and then a leaf of 9. So I have my stem of 20. Now I need to add my leaf of 9. Okay, now let's look at 213. So my stem is going to be 21, and then my leaf is going to be 3. So my stem is going to be 21, and then my leaf is going to be 3. 218, we have a stem of 21 and a leaf of 8. So I already have my stem of 21. I'm going to add my leaf of 8. So we see this again. We see a stem of 21, a leaf of 8. So we have to add that point in again. Stem of 21, leaf of 8. So we have a new data point. So I have to make sure I add that in there. So I have 8. Now let's go ahead and look at our stem again. We have a stem of 21, a leaf of 8. So I already have my stem of 21, but I have a new data point. So I have to add another leaf of 8. Now I have a new stem of 22 because 227. So I'm going to add 22 to my stems, and then I'm going to add my leaf of 7. And then my next one, I have 228. I have my stem of 28, and then I'm going to add a leaf of 8. So here is our stem and leaf plot. And I'm going to go ahead and erase this really quick. Okay, so now we have created a stem and leaf plot. All right, fantastic. So remember, when we are looking at a stem and leaf plot, we want to make sure we're looking at our key, because depending on how our key is split is going to determine how we're going to write our numbers. right? All right, fantastic. All right, everybody, let's go over our lesson objective. So our lesson objective for today is we created a stem and leaf plot. All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.